So I also had another point on this topic. I mean, this has been recently brought up, this term really. This is, I mean, maybe a few years ago. Um, is this something to do with, I mean, when people started talking about data-driven organization and all, is that something started with that concept, or my understand, I mean, am I understanding it differently?
No, data has been there. Data architecture has been there since almost, I would say, IT has been there in some form or the other, right? You want to light from this age that Tally was there. Let us say Tally, you have a front end, and then you want to enter data, and then it goes to the back end and resides as data. So you need a schema, you need a database, you need tables, you need columns and structures and all that sort of stuff. So that is data architecture for you. And that has been there since a long time. But data driven architecture is also there since quite some time, but it is quite a lot of flavor and meaning these days, because you are mixing intelligent decisions that an organization can arrive at based on the data that is there in the database. Like you combine machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the operational data. So what is happening is there is a whole lot of operational data that is residing in many different pockets. Like if you see somebody raises a ticket on the application layer, so it is in Jira, and somebody and then fixes it in Eclipse and gives a delivery. And then there is some patch level information probably that is there with the operational guy in BMC Remedy. It is sitting, and some other tickets at ITIL service level tickets are raised in ServiceNow. So there is a lot of fragmented data that is residing in a lot of companies, and now companies are saying that unless you have transparency and visibility, you will not be able to achieve a true data-driven architecture or organization, because unless you have the knowledge at your fingertips on what you really want to do and how you should be creating, a data that should guide your decisions, so that if you're able to make holistic sense of all the data that is there in your organization, and then you're able to drive it properly, then that is truly a data-driven organization. But it has one is it can be from an operational point of view. The other, it can be from an AI, big data, or machine learning point of view, that you call yourself as a data-driven organization, because you have the crop data, or let us say you have the statistics of tobacco has done well. If this was the humidity, this was the number of rainfall that you had, this was the number of um, days that you had active sunshine, and this was the humidity in the air, then the tobacco crop is of a certain quality. And so this is based on that, you can actually derive some data and say, okay, then I'll peg this kind of quality of tobacco at this market price and value. So you are able to derive some decisions based on that data, which is sitting in a lot of organization silos. So if you're able to really do that, then yes, that is analytics based or machine learning based or artificial intelligence based data driven organization. So AI is okay, taking it another step further, that you're putting machine learning algorithms within the data and trying to learn and unlearn yourself as a system, which means the system is no longer a static entity, it's a dynamic living breathing space, just like a human being, that it can have mood swings, and it can have a lot of different takes on it. So you could actually create that kind of a basis when you're creating the data stuff. So does that clear, Kapil, the data driven organization part of your question?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, does.
Yeah.
Thank you.